How's it going, everybody? My name is Matthew, and for 3.5 years, I lived in a cargo van full-time so I could reboot my life. Along the way, I created some amazing memories and had some not-so-great experiences, but it all helped make me who I am today. Now, I am settling down and building a home for myself and my little girl while sharing my experiences and overcoming new challenges from van life to house life and everything in between. Welcome to Van Life Plus. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am out and about. I am on my way to pick up some very kind gifts. We will get there. There's a whole story and explanation to go along with it, but I wanted to start camera rolling. This vlog's probably going to be a little bit differently. I'm coming up on a weekend where my parents are coming to visit, so I want to take some time to just spend it with family and enjoy the time together. But I knew that this was going to happen today. So this vlog will probably kind of be split into two parts. You might not really notice it, but it'll be like what's happening right now. And then I'll pick up later after the weekend. If I do a little bit of filming throughout the weekend, then we'll throw it in here and we'll see how creative I can be. But just be aware that this specific episode of Van Life Plus is probably going to encompass a larger amount of time than a simple day in the life. So yeah, I woke up this morning, the sticks and bricks going really well. The first thing I've noticed though, like yes, I'm sore from all of the moving that I've been doing, but also all of those stairs in the place, I can tell I'm not used to that on the daily. My legs are like, sit down, jackass! It'll be good for me in the long run, but I needed to make note of that right now because wow. Anyway, I'm out here on this end of the city. I'm going to swing by their house, and then we will get everything back to the port, which is still unnamed at this point. And we'll have a little chitty chat. Maybe we'll check in with the big fat putty tat who's living in the lap of luxury. Deservedly so. Well, now Lucky's really getting back to her roots and reminding herself what it's like to be a cargo van, or maybe it's me reminding her. But yeah, this is what had to get picked up. So let's get it unloaded. And oh my goodness, I can't even, you guys. I'm just gonna have to take this all in stride. This is too kind, far too kind. Oh, and there you are. Hello. Yeah, you want to help? Yeah, can you help? There's lots to bring in. No, you're just gonna stay? Do what you do best? All right. I'm on it. Okay. I knew this was coming. I didn't know it would be this intense. And maybe that's because I don't pay attention. But I like to think I do a little bit better, well, than I used to anyway, but hang on. Now it looks like it's a moving day in here. So Sandy D. What can I say? Sandy is a really good friend of my mom's, or was a really good friend of my mom's. I'm going to try and be as candid as I can, but hopefully nobody gets insulted by it or anything or takes it the wrong way. But it is what it is. You're telling a story, tell it like it is from your perspective. Maybe you don't have all of the information, and all I can do is hope that I do it justice. Sandy and my mom were, as far as I am aware, like best friends back when I was a baby, right? I was born when I was born, my parents lived deep south in the city, which is no longer deep south these days. And I know that there was some, like help with me when I was a baby, and they were always seeing each other and hanging out, and they were friends, girlfriends, gal pals. It's probably not something anybody's ever called them. But as life went on, and I became cognizant and aware of everything in my life and my surroundings, I learned very quickly that Sandy and her 3 daughters and her husband, they're really good friends of my family, right? My mom and my dad were friends with them, and I have these memories of my childhood of going over there. It feels like once a week. Maybe it wasn't that frequent, maybe it was, but we would go over there. And Sandy has 3 beautiful daughters, one that's a little bit older than me, one that's a little bit younger than me, and one that is exactly the same age to the day as my little brother Byron. She was born on the exact same day as him. That was really cool. I mean, that's not something that I appreciated back when Byron was born, but looking at it now, that's really cool, especially for 2 friends to have kids on the exact same day in the exact same hospital, And life went on. Everybody grew up. We would go over there. The parents would play games. The kids would go in the basement. The toys everywhere. This was over at Sandy's house. And then also they would come to our house, vice versa, right? Lots of video games. I've got these crazy memories of playing Sega with Sandy's oldest daughter. That was like one of my first exposures to the Sega Genesis and playing Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that. And then sleepovers even happened too. There'd be nights where I would sleep over at their house, and conversely, they would sleep over at our house. And it was this really cool, unique time in my life. Regrettably, now where I'm at in my life, those memories are very fleeting, and I'm really grasping at straws to try to hold on to those memories or just recount them. And there's probably a lot that I'm forgetting, but it was intense in a good way. Like, there was a lot of time spent with these 2 families together, everybody having fun, and I've got great memories with it, right? I've got great memories of movies and whatnot. I think Sandy's oldest daughter was sleeping over at our house one night, and that was the very first time. I must have been 11, because that's the way I've always told this story. And that was the first time my dad showed me the movie Alien. The original Alien from 1970 whatever, directed by Ridley Scott, an actual horror movie. I don't think she watched it with us, but that's, for some reason, that's that weird memory that I have connected to that era and that time. At the end of it, I have these really great memories of that. It was like this really nice camaraderie between everybody. The kids I would assume for the most part, get along. Byron and his counterpart, for lack of a better term. Apologies, my dear. You're probably not watching this video, though. They seem to always get along. They were really good friends. I was really good friends with the older daughter and the middle daughter. And then, life happens. Everybody has their stuff happen. And I don't know what it was that specifically happened and whatnot. That's basically where my memory of it started. My life started. I went on and I had my life. All of Sandy's daughters did as well, and I think guessing and speculating is always a dangerous game, but at the end of the day, the safest way to approach it is just people just drift apart, right? Life moves on and people go their separate ways, and it's just the way it is. And I hadn't heard anything about Sandy in years, like little bits here and there through the grapevine and whatnot, but never anything really, that meant anything to me then at that point in my life, because it was, it was my mom's friend and her family. And while the memories were always really positive and good, they were not like her daughters were not friends in my friend circle. We were all of different ages. And like I said, everybody just sort of drifted apart. And then, we flash forward X amount of years, and some schmuck is making YouTube videos about living in a tin can in the city of Calgary. And I don't know how it happened, and maybe she will want to share how she stumbled upon the channel. Who knows, maybe it was my mom telling her. I simply don't know the level of communication that remained between her and my mom. But Sandy started watching my videos, and she became a really huge supporter of what I was doing, much to my surprise. I didn't think I was going to get this emotional talking about it, but when you're surrounded by insane generosity, it's hard not to, especially when you start going down memory lane in a way that you never thought you would. She started supporting the channel, right? Watching all my videos, commenting. Her and my mom started talking again, via whether it's Facebook Messenger or texting or on the phone or whatever. And it was totally unexpected. And it's got this weird, beautiful connection to my past, because it's someone who was such a huge part of my life when I was so young. And then I had this whole life of of fun and mistakes and learning and growing where she didn't exist. And now I'm here as this adult trying to raise a little girl on my own, and she's back in my life in this insanely supportive way. Sorry. And I know she wouldn't want me to be doing this. She would not want me to be making a big deal out of this, but it's my channel, and I have to at least talk about it and say thank you. And how we got here is last December, when after I had the premiere of Chapter 5, where I announced that I was going to quit van life, that I knew I needed a place for myself and my little girl. Obviously, I had an incredible amount of support from this amazing community here, everybody that watches my videos, and in my personal life. And Sandy took it upon herself when Christmas time rolled around. She had alluded to it, and I think she shared a little bit more with my mom up front than she did with me, because she wanted it to be more of a surprise for me. But she essentially did a 12 days of Christmas for me, and she would send me every day on Facebook Messenger a photo of a gift package she had put together for me. And I thought, when I saw the first one, I'm like, that's awesome. That's so amazing. I can't believe she's doing this. That's incredible support that I simply don't deserve. And I thought that was it. I thought after day one, that was it. And then there was 11 more days. Actually, there was a bonus day. There was 12 more days. So it was 13 days of this stuff that she had purchased for me and was just going to house for me. And she had no idea when I was going to get my place back then. I didn't know when I was going to get a place back then. And she's just been keeping this stuff for me. And it's just, stuff to get me started. And it alleviates so much pressure. I didn't think I was going to get this emotional. My apologies. But Sandy, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much. You have no reason to be as kind as you are to me, but you have been, and I greatly appreciate it. This is absolutely overwhelming, and thank you. And the same goes to everybody here who has been supporting me over the years and continues to do so. One of the most common things I hear when I run into people that watch my channel on the street is that they feel weird because they know so much about me and I don't know anything about them. And it's true. There's a weird disconnect, even from some of my biggest supporters who have been doing just that, supporting me over the years and sending me insanely generous gifts and helping me get by and making my life that much easier, which I am oh so appreciative of. And I am. From the bottom of my heart, I am so appreciative and thankful that I have this incredible community at my back. When it comes to somebody who I know that I have history with, it hits different in a way that I just didn't see coming. So that's what all this is. And you can't even see the best thing, of course. There's groceries in here, there's dishes, there's plates, there's bathroom supplies, there's an insane amount of stuff And I clearly have my work cut out for me this afternoon, so there's that. And we're going to have to do another recycling run. But this whole time, you can't even see the best thing. I don't even know if I knew she was doing this, and it really it flies in the face of what I did. Makes my thing look like a piece of shit. It's a measurement board for Brooklyn that she made. One side says Brooklyn in yellow numbers, and the other side says Pirate Princess in pink. It's just, oh, it's overwhelming, and it's overwhelming in the best way possible. There's nothing else I can say or do at this point to convey my gratitude. So I'm going to stop it here. And I'm going to tackle this project, and I'm going to say to Sandy D and every single person here, whether you've sent me a silly gift or a supportive package or money in the past, or if you just simply watch my videos, please know that I am so appreciative of it, and it's why I continue to do what I do. You all help make my life easier, and I'm going to keep doing my best to put a smile on everybody's face. You want to come say hi? Right? That's a great way to end this sequence. Here. You come up here and you can check out the boxes. Sandy, when you're watching this, I hope you're doing very well. Thank you so much.
Something that makes us complete when we finally see. Here with the sun on our backs, and it's all we need. Together with hearts intertwined, there's nothing quite like it. There's love enough to go around.
I just call it TikTok pasta because that's where it became popular.
Breathe it in and slowly breathe it out. There's a place just for us.
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah.
This freedom that comes with the calm helps us play along. 3,000 miles left behind, and still we run. It's oh so beautiful to fly with our arms out wide. There's love enough to go around, and space. Breathe it in and slowly breathe it out. There's a place just for us here in the gold dust. There's love enough to go around. In space, breathe it in and slowly breathe it out. There's a place just for us here in the gold.
What a weekend. That was just, I don't know. It was crazy, it was exhausting, it was exhilarating, and it made my heart so happy to be able to have my family over, celebrate my little girl's birthday, albeit belatedly, but that was to be expected. And it was really nice. I think I was so distracted by all of the festivities, let's say, and the newness of it all, that I still haven't taken time to just sort of let this whole situation sink in. I was just sort of like in go mode, in dad mode. I had Brooklyn 3 nights in a row. Definitely some adjusting there. I guess that's to be expected. She actually slept really good in her bedroom the first night. A little bit more of a struggle than the next 2 nights, but I guess that's to be expected, and we'll get back on track there. But yeah, I haven't taken much time to just sort of be, and I knew when I woke up this morning and mom and dad took off back for BC and I got Brooklyn over to daycare, came back to the house, did a little bit of tidying. I've learned over the course of this past weekend that I'm a little bit like Monica Geller now, apparently, at this stage in my life, where I like things neat and tidy. So I was definitely cleaning as I was going all weekend. And there's always going to be something to clean, I suppose. But that's okay. I don't mind that at all. It's nice to have a place that I can keep tidy. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that I was here for so long. And I would argue, by and large, Lucky's pretty darn clean. There's no dust on a lot of surfaces, you know. But after all of that, after all the distraction died down and everything sort of started to come down a little bit, I felt like I need to decompress in my way. So I'm out in Lucky today. I got everything from Sandy put away. Again, I got a little emotional the last time I was filming and talking to the camera. My apologies for that, but it is how I feel. It's how it makes me feel, and it was overwhelmingly generous, just like I said, and it was a crazy amount of stuff, a crazy amount of support, and it helped make the house feel like a home that much faster, and I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to come out today and Lucky decompress, drive around. Poor Lucky was sitting under a tree all weekend, not getting any solar charge. The only thing in her was running with the fridge, but her batteries did come down to about 87% over those 3 days. I should just switch the thing off, I suppose. But there are a few things left in it that I could, I guess, schlep into the house. But honestly, there's a part of me that doesn't want to do that. I want to have Lucky always ready to go at a moment's notice, you know? And that's actually going to be happening soon. That's probably my next thing after a few days of rest and decompression and just enjoying where I've gotten myself to. It'll be time to start tackling both Lucky and Grace and tidying them up, getting them organized, like Lucky's cupboards. I've grabbed a lot of my clothes out of the cupboards and whatnot. But I want to get her ready. I want to bring some clothes back so that they're always here. So that if the mood strikes, I can just go, start her up, and F off, you know. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But I think the biggest thing that I sort of, when I did take these small moments over the weekend and thought about things, the one thing that kept coming back to me is it's so much space. Like, there's so much space. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just like this thought that I'm having. There's just so much space, and it's, you know, I think about it and I'm like, oh, I've got my computer in this room. I've got my bed in another room. The washroom is a different room, and the kitchen's in a different room, and the laundry, I have laundry, and it's in a different room, and it's just so much space. And obviously it's so much space, especially when compared to a van, but I didn't think the last 3.5 plus years were really affecting me on that level. Obviously, I grew up in sticks and bricks. I spent my young adulthood in sticks and bricks, apartments here, apartments there, and whatnot. But man, when you sequester yourself away in a tiny home on wheels for an extended period of time, your whole, not even perception, but just the way you look at things and the way your mind contextualizes your surroundings is so much room. And also, my legs are killing me. Did I mention that yet? I don't know if I had mentioned that or not. I'm pretty sure I talked about it over on Patreon. But man, those stairs, well, I can only go up from here, so to speak. But yeah, it was just the sheer amount of space that kept coming back to me. And I was like, this is absolutely crazy. And I didn't think my time in Lucky was affecting me that way. I thought there wouldn't be any sort of like weird thoughts or concepts when I moved back, right? But there sure as heck was. Also, I have to share a fairly funny story because I don't know if that's just if I blame it on my age or the fact that I lived in a van for so long and didn't have the ability to do this, but if I can't at least share my faults and failures with you, then what the hell am I doing? So let's do that, but let's change positions because I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want. All right, I also decided to come over here because I need to grab some stuff from M&M Meats to stock up the freezer, which will be great. We had some really nice meals. I made the TikTok pasta. I made a bunch of pancakes and sausages over the weekend. And what else did we do? Got pizza from the neighborhood joint. Anyways, I'm getting wildly off track here. Total squirrel moment. But it is what it is. So I have to share this story because I made such a big deal about it in a video not too long ago about how much I used to enjoy making chocolate cake, right? Just simple cakes from cake mixes or whatever, right? Buying the Betty Crocker or the Duncan Hines cake mixes. And I knew I wanted to do that for Brooklyn's birthday. My aunt has risen to the occasion. Well, my aunt and my mother have risen to the occasions for her previous birthdays and made cakes for her. And I knew that I wanted to do it myself because I really enjoy making those simple cakes. They're so easy to do. And I knew Brooklyn would be really into making it with me as well. The wind is blowing in some very warm weather. And as soon as I turn Lucky off, hence why I had the vents open. Brooklyn and I went shopping and she said, I want a confetti cake. Okay. So we get the confetti cake and we get back to the place and whatever. Fast forward to when we're making the cake. So we're going along, following the instructions. We get the oil, get the eggs, we get the mix in the bowl, and we're putting it all together. And I'm showing her how to beat it with the whip. I'm doing great with the whisk, right? And we're getting it together. I'm like, oh, this is really thick. This is weird. But anyways, we're doing it. Of course, as she does, she loses interest, and that's fine. So she goes about her merry way, and I continue on. And I'm like, man, this is really thick. This is way thicker than I remember it. Is it the confetti cake that's making it do this? Like, this is very strange. Like, primarily, I always used to make chocolate cake from these mixes. It couldn't possibly be that big of a difference, right? I don't know. Anyway, I had procured myself a couple of 9-inch round cake pans. So I'm pouring the batter in, but I'm really not pouring because it's barely moving. It's so thick, right? I'm having to push it out of the bowl. And I go along and I get it into the oven, and and 22 minutes later, it's done. Like, you do the whole thing where you put the toothpick in and it comes out clean. Your cake is done. But man, does it look flat. I'm like, these cakes rise way more than this, don't they? I get the cakes out of the pan. They look absolutely pathetic, like horrible. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What's going on here? I'm like, well, maybe it's just the confetti cake. Maybe it's fine. Let's ice it anyway. So I ice the damn cake, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm trying to convince myself that maybe this will just end up being a funny story. The time I had the entire family over to my brand new place, and I made a cake for my little girl's 5th birthday, and the cake was awful, and we all laugh about it. And I'm like, that's great. But I'd rather that not be the case, since I'm very well aware that something is off at this point. So I'm just like, screw it. I got time. I'm going to have to get more cake mix. I cut myself a little chunk of this cake, and in my mouth it goes, and out my mouth it comes. Holy shit. You guys, there was something I'm like, this is dense. This is gross. It's got no flavor to it. The only flavor is the copious amount of icing that I put on the cake, trying to hide the inadequacy of it. Like, what the hell did I do? I have no idea what's wrong. At this point, I'm convincing myself it's the confetti cake mix. It's just different. I don't know why. I'm looking at the back of the box. I'm like, 3 eggs, 1/3 cup of oil for this. I'm like, okay, well, that seems about right. I text my mom. Her and dad were out at the time. I'm like, can you please stop at the store on your way back and grab me another cake mix? So fast forward, and they come home, and I get the mix, and I put it in the bowl, and I follow the same instructions. Turns out chocolate cake, well, it's actually 1/2 cup of oil and then 3 eggs and whatnot. I'm like, all right, get that in the bowl, and I'm mixing it up, and I'm like, what the hell? It's doing it again. And then I realized. It's at that moment I realized I haven't put any effing milk or water in the cake mix. Oh my God. My mom's like, why is there no water in there? Did you put it in? I'm like, why would I put that? And then I look at the box, and I cannot believe it. Yes, even on the confetti cake mix box, there's 3 symbols on the top of the box. You water or milk, oil, and 3 chicken embryos. And I don't know where my brain was. I just saw that first icon and just said, That's not a step. Next, for both cakes, thank goodness I was able to save this second cake with milk. I got the milk in there, the copious amount of milk, the liquid you need to make a cake runny and woo and tasty, and I saved it. But I don't understand, what was I thinking? You don't need hot water or milk. I just forgotten about it? That's terrifying if this is what's happening to my brain. The worst part of it all is that it didn't dawn on me until after I had almost done it a second time. With that first cake, I was literally scraping it out of the bowl and smearing it into that 9-inch cake pan, and then of course it's not expanding out like it would do when it's nice and runny, right? It would run to the edges, and then it would fill the cake pan, go in the oven, it would rise. No, this stuff just kind of right in there, and I'm like, well, that's not right. It's got to reach the edges. And instead of taking that moment to realize I done messed up, I take my spatula and I'm smearing this cake paste to the edges of the pan to fill it out. Some people's kids. Anyway, I just had to share that with you because it was unbelievable. And if you know what, share our failures as well as our successes. Terrible effing cake. I saved it. The second one was delicious. Okay, well, there's something I have never been able to do being in the van, and that is stock up on a box full of groceries. So we got all sorts of goodies, but we will wait till we get back to the port before we start talking about that. Which, just so you know, I'm very strongly leaning towards Tortuga because it's awesome. Just got an alert from the UPS store that there's some packages to be picked up, so we're gonna do that before we get back. We'll have to try to be quick so stuff doesn't start to melt from M&M Meats. Hopefully there's room for me to back in up there. Oh yeah, perfect, good time to come here right now. Beep, 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 beep. Actually, Lucky, you can stay running and continue to charge up your batteries. Be right back. I was looking over there. Ah, it's just like old times. Oh, I can't leave Lucky running. It's the only key to the van I have. Yes, sir?
You got lots of things.
How was your weekend?
Ah, man, good.
More importantly than me.
1, 2.
Nice. Brooklyn's got her own room now. She just stayed with me for 3 nights in a row. It was we did her birthday on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Her 5th birthday. Her grandparents came down from BC. It was really nice. I'm exhausted. I am going to sleep like the dead tonight. There we go. Thank you, as always, for your services to the good ship Lucky. All right, back in Tortuga. Should we just start calling it Tortuga? Just make that call right now? I don't know. Okay, before we get to packages from you incredible people and wrap this video up, let's get this stuff put away. First of all, I decided to grab myself a pizza wheel because it was on sale. I didn't even know they sold stuff like this at M&M Meats. We got that because we got some flatbread in here. Also, all weekend I was running around. Well, I wasn't really running around. I just learned to live without pepper. And I just didn't go out to Lucky and get that little like camping one that I have. So again, on sale for $5. They had salt and pepper at M&M Meats. Grinders. Perfect. Now, I don't have to worry about that. They are refillable and adjustable. How do I know this? Because the lady at M&M Meats was lovely. I got some stuff here on sale, so let's open this up. Not a lot going on in the freezer right now, as you can see. We got some freezies for Brooklyn, some ice cubes for Dad, some beef for tacos, because obviously, and oh, I have a chicken dip. Well, now we have 2 chicken dips, because obviously they are the absolute best. Also, whoa, some, what are these, Italian style? Yeah, Italian style meatballs. Make some spaghetti, or those little buggers are good just on their own. I got some shoestring fries. Those go good with pretty much anything. Here is that flatbread I was talking about. Hot honey and chicken flatbread. Look at the size of this box. It's so awkward. But yeah, that pizza wheel will come in handy for that. Maybe we'll put that on the door. Don't have a lot more stuff that can go on the door right now. Anybody else? This is like, I remember concentrated fruit juices being in like my grandmother's and my mother's freezer. Maybe butter. Butter more so, for bricks of butter in my mother's freezer these days. These confetti cake pops, great little desserts. Not too like big, so there's not a crazy amount of like nonsense that you're getting. These were very popular with a certain pirate princess, so we'll put those down here. I also grabbed myself another set of those bistro style green beans. These are really good. First time I bought them, didn't realize they were seasoned in the package. So there's frozen chunks of seasoning and butter already in here. Throw them in the frying pan. You done, son. Have not tried these. We got stuffed potato skins and classic stuffed taters. Right? So why not give those a shot? I'm not the biggest fan of potatoes, but we'll see if we can change that. And then I had this the other day. It actually is funny because a lot of people are like, what's going to be the first meal you make in your home? And a lot of people thought tacos, obviously, which that has happened. I made tacos for everybody this weekend. But no, it wasn't tacos. It wasn't my chicken enchiladas. It wasn't even the TikTok pasta as the first one. Yes, the Samsung freezer does not like to be left open. And she'll let you know. But no, not the enchiladas either, or the TikTok pasta, although, again, I did make the TikTok pasta this weekend. Loaded pierogi bake. Super simple, first night. These, along with the green beans, actually went really well together, and I was so happy when Brooklyn said, as she was eating them, can we get this again, Dad? Because I didn't think she liked pierogies. Got little appetizers here. We got some sausage rolls. I had these on... They were samples the other day when I was at M&M Meats. I didn't pull the trigger on them then, but I pulled the trigger on it today. And I also grabbed myself, hello, maple butter pork chops. You want to talk about stuff I'm not a big fan of? Pork chops is high up there on that list. Maple butter sounds like it might change my mind. So there we go. The freezer's starting to turn into the M&M box, and that's fine. I understand. Listen, Linda, calm down. It keeps doing it. Oh no, it doesn't. I thought it would keep chiming, do the whole sequence. Anyway. Food's always fun. Oh, hello. How are you doing? Yeah. You've taken quite quickly to this place, haven't you? You've even been going inside and outside at your leisure when I have the door open. Yeah, she was loving the backyard. The backyard is great because it's a nice high fence. She is too old to springy shoe step up onto the top of the fence, so she can just roam around out there. She was making herself comfortable on the patio chairs and hanging out. It was great. We do have to be careful though, because there's some lilies of the valley back there, and those are very, 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 very not good for you. So we're going to check with the landlord. Maybe we can remove them. Alternatively, we could just fence them off so I don't have to worry about you. I had my dad on penny detail when they were hanging out there together. Keep a watchful eye on the big fat putty tat. And he did. Also, couple shout outs here too. Shout outs to the Bay of all places. They were having their going out of business sale, and by the time this video goes live, that will have come and gone. They will be gone the way of the dodo. But the weekend that I was filming this nonsense, look at this little kitchen for Brooklyn, right? Now all of the toys and stuff didn't come with it. Amber procured those from Value Village, a little excessive. We're going to redonate a few, but all the toys came from there. But this thing came from the Bay, and as you can see, it was on sale. Well, it wasn't on sale, but they were selling it for $150. But since it was the last 4 days of the sale, $37 for this little get up, and she has taken to it. I wanted her, after a few days of her being here and her having all of her stuff in her room and a couple things in the basement, it was really nice to get something into this main living room for her to do, because I just noticed immediately, by and large, she was just gravitating right towards the couch and watching TV, which is fine on the odd occasion, but when she has nothing else to do in the room, this was an amazing get. So that was cool. Also from the Bay, this area rug, which huge find. I mean, you could say it was marked for $900 originally. Like, I didn't even know you could buy rugs at the Bay. But again, now that you can't focus in on that 900 too much because it's not like they were taking very good care of these, especially with only 4 days left when we picked it up. But $25 for this bad boy. And it helps cover up my anxiety when it comes to these hardwood floors and how they show all the little flakes of dust and stuff. So that was cool. And it's a nice thing to have in the room, right? Kick off your flippy floppies and just, oh, that's nice. I got Brooklyn a gumball machine for her birthday. That needs to get moved now because it's not going to live next to the fireplace. I thought there was something else. Oh, there was one more thing. I can leave my shoes off. I could alternatively put my shoes back on because it's my place. And again, whatever I want. But this back here, boom, we still got some decorations left over. But yeah, this cute little mini fridge, Hamilton Beach. This was Amber's housewarming gift to me, and it is stocked with the essentials. So that was super kind. Thank you again to Amber for that. And this block that it's on, again, was at the Bay. I think it was like $5 the lady ended up giving it to me for. It's literally just a box with sort of like a white brick printing on it. And it just brings the fridge up a bit. When I first opened this up, it was just, I just had it here on the floor, but that just works so much better. Hello, I hear you, squeakers. Hi, oh, we go clean your dish. You know, you don't need any more meat pucks now that you're done with your breakfast. You can wait for dinner, little lady. Also, if I haven't mentioned it here, I know I've mentioned it over on Patreon. I have no idea how I did 3.5 years in a van. 4 days, I've had about 37 showers. Because I am who I am. Those are some of the things that sort of happened throughout the weekend that have started to add to the place and bring it together as a little home, right? Kitty cat? Yeah. Hello. You're doing great. She loved the rug. As soon as it was here, that's exactly what she did. Yup. All right, let's open some packages. Yeah, that might be a nice place to do this. That's Brooklyn's balloon from her grandparents. Mom brought that decoration, which I'm going to move up to her bedroom so she has it, and we'll see how long it stays inflated. This is very similar to the balloons that Nancy K would send me on my anniversaries or like milestones or whatever. So, but oddly enough, this one didn't come with a straw, so I had to use a straw from my Dixon cup to pierce under here and get it inflated. It's also a lot more difficult to blow up than the ones that Nancy usually sends me. And now that I've said her name twice, might as well just say it a third time and summon her. Kidding. Actually just reminded me that there's a package from her upstairs. I will be right back. Okay. Yeah, I figured this would be an easy enough place to open these packages, which I can only assume are very generous housewarming packages from my absolutely incredible community. So let's start with the one from Nancy and see what she sent. Nancy, I hope you're doing very well. This is a whole box of stuff. The first thing I see are birthday candles. So I clearly should have opened this up before the weekend, but I did not. My apologies, Nancy. That's okay. There will be plenty of cakes in the future. The flip? You trying to ask me something, Nancy? You know what I know about Nancy is there's probably going to be a letter in here that explains most of these things. I understand that that's a tape measure. Everybody just calm down. Plastic tent stakes. You never have too many of those. Hang on, let's see what else she said. Woo! Look at this. Balloon glue. This, I can't make this stuff up, you guys. Just took down a balloon that was on a hook, and I had text for the... Well, you know what? We'll use some balloon glue to put the 5 up in Brooklyn's room. We got some washable markers. Thank you. I love the word washable. That is amazing. Hey, a little precision screwdriver set. There was a thing that I needed, and I can't remember what it was now. That's super cool. A little fine point precision screwdriver set. Thank you, Nancy. Ooh, it just keeps going. More binder clips. Nancy, I feel like you're not subscribed or you don't have notifications turned on. I mean, thank you for the binder clips. It's a giant container in Lucky, but I appreciate you, my dear. We will pay those forward. They will find a new home to go to. Ooh, what's this? It's a cute little glasses case. Pens! Permanent markers. Keep those away from the pirate princess. She's actually not that bad. It's not like she's drawing all over the walls or anything. But those are great to have on hand. We will fill up our junk drawer, I'm sure. What is this? Bright liner grip. Oh, it's purple. Don't write on yourself. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Oh, more birthday stuff. Well, I'm going to have to remember that I have these more birthday candles and stuff. Because I will say this, man. I always stress myself out wanting to make things as perfect as I can. And I definitely spent too much money at like the dollar store and Party City, finding all the decorations and candles and stuff to make it amazing. And I bought a 5 candle to put on her cake because it was a really cool one. Not the normal one that we all know, like the white numbers with the like colored outline, and then usually like little like confetti colored bits on it. No, this was like a nice fancy pink 5. And I opened the package up to put it on the cake, and it had snapped right in half. I should sue Party City. What is this? Pocket first aid kit. Yeah, that would have come in handy earlier when I was reaching into the drawer and the saran wrap teeth bit me. Took a chunk out of my thumb right there 2 days ago. And the only band-aids I had on hand were massive from when I had my toe slashed open. There's all sorts of information flying about right now. We've got printing practice activity book and a numbers wipe clean workbook. Oh, very cool. That's perfect to have. This is the kind of stuff she's going to be doing actually, she's kind of already doing it, if I'm being honest. Thank you, Nancy. That's super cool. And, hello? There it is. There's the note that will explain things. Paper clips. Paper clips? No, not paper clips. What are these things? Safety pins. Oh, it's been a hot minute. Glue stick. That one I know. Nailed it. Nancy's just giving me all the supplies. All the supplies. Hello? Ooh. What the? Colored vinyl electrical tape. Yep, that comes in handy. I use that stuff a lot. Okay, oh, there's something else in here. Scotch tape. Another thing I had to buy at the Party City store. Ah, Nancy. The worst part is this came in before I bought all that stuff. But I was like, I'm not filming until the end of the weekend, so I'll save her package until then. Maybe you'll like this one better than the last one. What is this? Oh, soap! Alpine and spices. I'm a dirty boy. See aforementioned 37 showers. And here's a little card from her. Let's see. There's definitely not a. I don't think there's gonna be a letter in here. She probably was like, this stuff is self-explanatory. You don't need an explanation. She says, Matthew, wishing you well in your new sticks and bricks. Just a few gift cards to help with incidentals. And a few items to get started on your very own junk drawer. Signed, Nancy K. Thank you very much. And she sent me a gift card to, well, basically Superstore and Canadian Tire. Thank you very much, Nancy. That's very kind of you. She sent me a little card that says, hello. I appreciate it, Nancy. Thank you so very much. That's the exact thought I was having. That's the exact thought I was having. Junk drawer beginnings. Right now it's a junk coffee table. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Nancy. Amazon package over here. What do we have? Very heavy. Hello? This comes from Francis. A little something for bath and bedtime to help me relax. Is it alcohol? That works great in both of those situations. Yeah. Ooh, it smells good. Moroccan amber. It's very potent. Oh, it's a candle! Thank you. I love scented candles. Wait, did Nancy send me matches? No. Nancy, what were you thinking? Could have lit this sucker right now. Just kidding. Oh, that smells really nice. Get that out. Ooh, fancy. Cocorina Moroccan Amber. Thank you very much, Francis. Seal it up. Don't let all of the stink get out. I don't like it when the stink escapes. All right, let's keep this as contained as possible so our inner Monica doesn't turn into the little girl from The Exorcist. All right, in here, we will require our Leatherman to just make it easy. Yeah. Woo! Oh, perfect. Whoa, what is this? Who sent this? Well, this came from Francis too. A little something for bath and bedtime to help you relax. Oh, it's a bath pillow. I don't look anything like that lady, but maybe with this pillow, I can. She also sent me some Dr. Teal's foaming bath. And that's the kind of quality content you can expect over on Patreon. I'm just kidding. That will never happen. But thank you very much, Francis. I appreciate that. I haven't had a bath in, well, I shouldn't say it hasn't been that long because there were times when I was soaking my back and stuff, right, in hotels and at my parents'. So it hasn't been that long, but now I can do it whenever I want. It's a pillow. Everybody just calm down. And in this, whoa, somebody sent me a weight. Oh, right. I think these came from Tina. Tina went ham. She sent me a message and she says, I'm going to do whatever I want. Everyone in Sticks and Bricks needs a whole lot of batteries for all the smoke alarms, CO2 monitors, and if you have some fancy smanchy ones that get powered some other way, there's always a toy that needs them. Congratulations. What do you mean by toy, Tina? But she did. She sent me a metric F-ton of batteries. At the very least, these will keep the LED cactus and clovers going during our live streams. But you're also right. There's plenty of things that need batteries. Add it to the junk drawer. Oh, all right, this one. We've got a very easy open bubble wrap container. This comes from Kevin Stahlbaum. Some buffalo chicken dip for you, and if there's enough left over, some popsicles for the Pirate Princess. Oh, I forgot the popsicle. Thank you, Kevin. This came, you just, haha, I appreciate it. I'm guessing M&M gift card. Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Well, we can run back and get some right now. M&M Eats gift card. Thank you, Kevin. See the aforementioned scene where I used them and totally dropped the ball when it came to popsicles. Got the cake pops though, so that's good. Although it's funny that I slipped my mind with the weather taking such an uptick. Popsicles will be, well, we've got those freezies. We're covered. And then Kevin's got us covered when those run out. Thank you, sir. Hi. Yeah. And then here, whoo, Anita Buckley. She also, wow, this is just, you can't make this stuff up. She also sent me some gift cards to M&M Meats. Anita, I appreciate it. You see how much I enjoy it. Thank you, my dear. I greatly appreciate that. And in this one, we've got, woo, this comes from James. James wrote me on Patreon and said, I ordered you something. It's coming today. I said, no, it's not. It's Sunday. The UPS store is not open. But they tried again. Ooh, wait a second. Well, I know it's from James. I don't need to look for a from tag. That's awesome. Oh man, it got bent. That's the one problem with these signs. It's very similar to the one that I just picked up at the Romero Distillery, but this one comes directly from James, so it means that much more than me just getting it for myself. Keep calm and say arr. That's a great little sign. We'll bend it back. The problem with these things, they're so easy to bend, but the good thing is they bend back just as easy. Thank you, James. I love that. We'll get to that very soon. Okay, one final large box here. What is this? Oh, Brooklyn's toy. Oh no! Oh, it must have fallen out of Nancy's box. I said what I said. Post-it notes. Little circular ones. I'm like, was it just here? It must have fallen out. I found them, Nancy. Okay. And in this box, we have multiple boxes. These come from Annie. Annie sent me a couple items off of my wish list. She sent me now I don't have to worry about the floor being dirty. It's a dust mop from a company called Jahun. Thank you very much, Annie. That will definitely help. I've been pulling the vacuum cleaner out and vacuuming the floor, and it's fine, but that's a little, right? I'd love something to just be able to just really quickly sweep around. So thank you, my dear. And thank you, everybody. It's very strange. You know, one of the things I hear a lot these days when I run into people out in the real world, it's funny to say, but it's kind of true, is that they feel like they know me like family, but I know nothing about them. And it is kind of true, and it feels like in these moments, it'd be cool if everybody was like here and celebrating. So I'm doing my best to show my appreciation, because this is absolutely overwhelming, as it always has been. And I know a lot of people enjoy the fact that I show stuff like this, but for the people that send it in and you take the time to go out of your way to help me in my life get through this crazy, crazy world a little bit easier, you definitely deserve to see the way I react when I see it, and I do greatly appreciate it. And you know, as much as this episode is titled Sandy D, and I knew what the focus was going to be and the emphasis was going to be on, Sandy is an important person to me, just like you all are. Obviously, maybe not on the same level, because I do know Sandy in my life, but over the last 4 years of creating content on YouTube, the community that has cropped up around what I'm doing has just absolutely brought me to my knees and humbled me. And I don't know what I did to deserve the incredible support, but it truly does mean the world to me. And everybody having my back the way y'all do is just, it's just incredible. And there's no better way to end this video than just to show my appreciation in my own little creative way. So I'm going to do the best I can, and we're going to end this sucker right here, because I feel like we're kind of rambling on. Yeah, why not? That was a lot of cranking, you son of a bitch. Well, that's it for this one, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And remember, like the sign says, only dead fish go with the flow.